Hello, my fellow female activists. And I wanted to say hello to anyone else listening. So, Kathy Pettis here, your fellow female activist and wellness coach. So, today is an extra. And this is going to be dated because there's a reason why I'm sharing this right now. So, to anyone new, again, I am a fellow female activist and I'm all about wellness. Okay, I want to be your wellness coach. And I will throw in there anything political, again, that us activists deal with. Okay. So today is April 29th, okay, 2025. And in 2 days, May 1st, we will be all involved here in the States with what is known as the May Day protest. And basically, this is a ramp up because this is, in fact, going to be hopefully what I want to talk about today, which is the tipping point. Okay. We'll talk about that. But again, this is an extra, and these only come up when I want to throw stuff out there that I definitely know either needs to have action taken from fellow female activists or spread the word, and or just really useful information that can take immediate action on. Okay, that someone can take immediate action on. So I am going to share my screen because I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of the tipping point. So bear with me while I share my screen. And I guess there's ways to make this look cool so that I'm like floating, you know? But yet I don't really care if I'm in the picture or not, so it doesn't matter. All right. Um, allow is requesting bypass the system private window picker and directly access your screen and audio. I'm not really sure what that means. So we're gonna hit allow. So I hope that's okay. So here we are. This is just on Google, okay? But this is the book. There is a book called The Tipping Point, okay? And it's authored by Malcolm Gladwell. And I read this book probably like, I'm going to say easily back in the maybe 2010, 2012 time period. So it's an interesting book, okay? Um, I'm not gonna, I would say just go check it out in the libraries, right? Go to your libraries. We need more people to go to the libraries. In any case, the tipping point, okay? The and you can check it out again. This is the synopsis, okay? So basically, how little things can make a big difference, okay? And it's basically the idea of critical mass. So if anyone is familiar, again, with the idea of critical mass, it's at which point you have people accepting a new concept. So, okay, think about, when you first found out about these wonderful devices, right? How many of us resisted? Now, funny enough, I wasn't against using smartphones. They were first called, okay, um, Palm Pilots. It was all about keeping yourself organized. And so I loved my BlackBerry. And I digress. What I'm getting at is that technology is a perfect example of the tipping point. Okay, so I'm not going to keep sharing this, but now you've seen it. You can go look it up if you want. Here's the important point. So 3.5%. Remember that number, 3.5%. That's what the tipping point is. So when you have a society, okay, let's say population, right? And 3.5% of the population finally decides to utilize said item, whatever it is, a concept, a product, a service, it doesn't matter. Once 3.5% of the users, okay, get to that once we get to that 3.5%, that means critical mass is going to take place, meaning then the majority will then follow suit. Why is this important? May 1st is May Day. That's the protest that's coming up. It's important to understand that April 5th, right, was a big, one of the biggest, it wasn't the biggest, but it was definitely a humongous amount of people in the country, okay, in the US. And we were standing up. We want hands off all of our, democracy. We want to save our democracy. Well, The idea 3.5% or critical mass is necessary to regain, or I should say to end fascism. Okay. We are right now in a fascist state. Don't be fooled, okay? Um, the only thing between us and total fascism right now is the idea that the courts are actually holding. They can't hold out forever though, and especially not relying on the SCOTUS. That is just, yeah, we're here because of SCOTUS, let's put it that way. So what we want to understand is that critical mass, okay? If we can double how many people came from April 5th and it doubles on May 1st in 2 days, guess what that means? That means we've hit critical mass, okay? Maybe, maybe not. We have approximately 340 million people in the US, okay? Whatever 3.5% of that is when we can honestly say critical mass is hit and people are pissed off enough of us are pissed off that we can get the current occupant of the White House impeached. Like either the MAGA in Congress actually answer their constituents, okay, over the 3.5%, which is a massive amount of people, or they're going to go down with said occupant of the White House. This is important to understand. It does not take 50%. It does not take 70%. Understand. Let me do the math right. Let me perform the math calculation. I can't do it in my head. I'm not that cool. Never been good at percents either. 3.5% times, okay, 340 million. 340 million? Yeah. Ooh, I don't know if I can say that. I think I could be wrong. But it's saying 1.19 to exponential 9. So I don't know if that is meaning closer to a million or not. What I'm getting at here, okay, since I did not do that well, is that if we can even just double what we had, because there was close to obviously maybe 5 million people collectively on April 5th, okay, who protested. If we can double that, that's 10 million people. That means that the general strike will happen. Why do we want a general strike? Because that will mean not just critical mass has hit, but the majority, okay, are going to go on strike all over the nation. And the government has no choice but to listen to us. Capitalism is why we're here, okay? The rawness of what's happening is because of greed, right? And capitalism runs this country. It always has. But if the worker bees don't work, then the capitalists, i.e., those who employ everyone, don't make money. Capitalism only works if the worker bees work. So why is critical mass important? If we can actually reach, okay, double what we had if we can double the amount of people that we had protesting from April 5th and double it in 2 days, we have hit the critical mass, okay? Why is this important? Again, think about how long you went before you started using, okay, whatever technology, whether that's social media, whether that is a laptop, whether that is name your drug of choice, right? Like whatever it was, like I was in college when I started to carry around water, but it wasn't a water bottle. Okay, it might have been, but I mean, when I say water bottle, I mean a reusable one. I think I was, possibly using just plastic bottles, right? And then over time, it became acceptable to carry something like that. But it had to hit critical mass first, all right? Those of us who are in this game, like since forever, since as an active activist since 2022, only 2022, mind you. But as someone like me, so I've been in this, right, this group of people, and only until April 5th, 2025, are we getting close to that 3.5%. Please remember 90 million people out of 340 million did not vote. They cannot be bothered, whatever their reasoning. So you have to understand that if there's 340 million, we need a slew of people to make up that 3.5%, okay? 90 million people didn't participate in the voting back in 2024. That means that out of 340, we need that 3.5% of people to pay attention. But it's only 3.5%. It's not 10%, it's not 50%. We can do this. We can make a difference with 3.5% of the population, okay? So please understand that critical mass, it can happen, and it can happen now, all right? So let's make it happen. Get as many people as you know at least interested in either going to the protests and or helping save democracy, okay? We can do this. I know we can. So with that, check out the book, go to a library, and if you want to buy it, fine, but don't go to Amazon, all right? Go to a local bookstore, buy the book, or even better, check it out, at a local library, help out the libraries, and then we'll see you on May 1st for May Day, and let's make this happen. Take care, take charge, God bless.